Erin Hatzikostas is a former corporate CEO turned two-time award-winning author who...
Ralph, can you just let them hear me speak first?
The working world is tough right now.
That's your number one priority. Focus on the people, but you're torn, right? Because then every day you're spent growing the business, meeting your numbers, reporting out your stuff. And you're like, but that's not what I want to work on, but that's what I have to do. And that's what's so exciting about what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how authenticity is the same strategy that's going to help you focus on your people. And it's also going to help grow your business because it's going to differentiate you. It's going to make you intriguing. It's going to make you magnetic. And you're going to kill two birds with one stone.
First of all, most employees are burnt toast, but it's not why most people think.
Because here's the truth. People don't hate their jobs. They hate the junk. Because how do you have two-way communication when you're just the field and you have to deal with the home office? But don't worry, somebody says we'll just circle back on that. We'll just circle back. But wait, no, maybe if we just pivot. Let's just pivot. And then what happens when you go to lean in?
And we talk about the same things. We talk about networking, we talk about sponsorship, we talk about executive presence. But we don't talk about the thing that is really holding us back.
Secondly, most companies are all doing business the same way. They're using the same old corporate playbooks and industry speak.
It's in your buzzwordy sales pitches and presentations, your 83-page PowerPoint deck with your fancy fonts and your fancy bullets that sound really, really smart. But they leave your customers and your prospects not really that intrigued, not really leaning in. And look, I'm not gonna stand here and tell you if you are one of those people or your company engages in these types of practices that you're doing it wrong. But I am going to tell you, you're missing a huge opportunity.
Got it. Now can I talk about the cool things you've done?
Not yet. We're just getting to the good part.
And here with some simple but powerful steps to make authenticity your secret weapon to being successful at work, we welcome to the show leadership coach Erin Hatzikostas is with us.
Authenticity isn't just a permission, but it's actually a strategy, as weird as that sounds. At the end of the day, authenticity, it's actually not about you. It's about the connections and the trust and the intrigue that you build with others, which then gets you great results in what you're doing.
You probably hear all the time, bring your whole self to work, and we have to be authentic at work. And you're like, yes.
And then you're like, wait, does that mean that everybody else is going to come into work just like authentic being themselves as well? Because that's not going to work out very well, right? Well, what you're thinking of is not authenticity. What you're thinking about is something I call faux authentic. And faux authentic's definition is bringing your whole poopy self to work. That's not what we're talking about. It's about exposing who you are when people least expect it in the service of others. Authenticity is something you do so that you can create connection and trust and intrigue. You can wake people up from their bad dream of going through the motions. Because what happens when somebody is authentic? You're like, and it gives you permission to take down your guard. It gives you permission to be more innovative and not worry about what you're saying. It gives you that thought that says, I feel immediately connected to them because, oh my gosh, thank God they're not perfect, just like me.
Authenticity isn't rainbows and unicorns. The research we conducted proved its impact is quantifiable and incredibly positive.
Companies where there's a high practice of authenticity, trust was 6 times more. So what that means is, if you're not authentic and you're a leader, your people are maybe trusting you on like a Thursday. But if you're authentic, they're trusting you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And the best part about Sunday, they're not even thinking about you.
But let's be real here. All this is for naught if people don't have tangible actions they can take to practice authenticity. My 6 Principles of Strategic Authenticity framework does just that. It gives them tangible actions they can take immediately so they can start using authenticity as their strategic advantage.
Authenticity is not about being. It's about doing.
Okay, Erin, can I tell them now?
Yeah, go for it, Ralph. Just be authentic.
10-4. Even though Erin failed miserably in her first career as an actuary, she went on to become the CEO of a 9-figure company. She crushed it. They tripled earnings and employee engagement went up 15%. So then she got obsessed with spreading her strategy everywhere. She's written 2 best-selling books and has won 4 literary awards. Her TEDx talk was a top 20 watched in 2021, and she's the co-host of a top 2% globally ranked podcast titled Because Work Doesn't Have to Suck.
Great job, Ralph.
Thanks.
Let's describe yourself, your authentic self, in 3 emojis.
Party person.
Okay.
Eye roll. I use that one all the time because I hate bull.
Mm-hmm.
And poop emoji.
Oh.